Hey guys, what's up? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar with a impromptu broadcast based on current events. Big shout out to the African superstar family. When you come in the room, make sure that you like the stream. I want to talk about this because I don't know why, and it's really, really annoying. People still want to talk to me about whatever's happening in America and whatever's happening in the UK. Whenever something crazy happens, either location, I get a flurry of emails, I get text messages. Oh, African superstar, what do you think about this? Oh, Gina, what do you think about this? There have been some recent police brutality incidents back in my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. There was a 15-year-old girl shot and killed yesterday by the police. And last week, there was a gentleman who was shot and killed in the emergency room. And so people want to ask me what I think about whatever current events. I always have the same opinion, okay? My thoughts on that environment are largely summed up by the fact that I have moved on from the West and am now living here on the continent, and actually left the US some years ago, back in 2017. I saw the writing on the wall a long time ago, and I just want to state this for the record, which is America is not safe for Black people. You see, Black people, they want to see themselves different than the next person. I really encourage you to see yourself as the victims of these crimes, because it can very well be you, your family, your children. America's not safe. This is also something I want to send out to those of you on the continent that have a certain impression of the West. It is not safe. It is a very, very dangerous place. And we, unfortunately, are on the top of the totem pole for, the aggression that is there, the racism, the brutality, the violence, and all of that stuff. Don't think because you are not a Black American that it won't affect you. There's no parameters of who it will affect or who it won't affect. And this is it. This is it. People ask me all the time, oh my God, Gina, I can't believe you left the US. Do you miss America? Hell no. What's to miss? Anxiety, depression, worry, concern, stress, helplessness. These are the emotions that you go through on a frequent basis in that environment. Where Black people are hoping that perpetrators for crimes are actually going to be, judged in a court of law and get some kind of recourse, which is crazy. That should really be the least of their worries. The least of their worries should be how they're going to continue to survive in that environment. Because I tell you guys all the time, you're out there in America, you're biding your time. You can become a victim at any moment, just like these folks that have already become victims. I'm pretty sure if you sat down and talked to them, none of them ever believes, what I have being a hashtag in my future. America is an extremely dangerous place for Black people. And that's a big problem for some of you guys, because some of you guys don't even acknowledge the difference. See, you don't want to acknowledge the racial differences, but the racial differences have everything to do with you. Because if you get involved in certain situations, you're going to be treated accordingly because of it. And it doesn't matter your status or education or wealth or any of that stuff. And I think when we as Black people begin to see these things that are happening frequently as threats and as real, potentials that can affect us or happen to us, then it will change the way you move. I'm telling you. I see the West as imminent danger, all the way around. And it's amazing to me how people can stay in those environments and just act like it's all good, act like they're not even subject. I would say anybody who lives in America At some point in your life, there have been circumstances that mirrored your own. Okay. So when you heard of an instance happening, you thought about maybe a similar situation that you were in and how it could have been you. And that's real. And that's literally how I used to see myself. You know, I used to think like, wow, my life is really special and precious. If something happens to me, I'm just going to be a hashtag. Nobody's going to know who I am. Nobody's going to know all that stuff because they're going to reduce me to a hashtag. And what happens is they set the stage for you to fall into the trap. And when you fall into the trap, you then become the recipient of whatever goes along with that, guys. People keep asking me the same things. Gina, what do you think about America? What do you think we should do? I think you should get out of there. The writing's on the wall. Take the opportunity to be proactive. Find a way. Because see, what's wrong with some of you guys is it's going to actually require, the fire coming inside of your home before you want to do anything about it. I always tell you guys, these recent hashtags, they knew about the hashtags that came before them. Yes, they did. The girl that got killed yesterday in I believe it's in Columbus, Ohio, the 15-year-old teenager. Yeah, she knew about Breonna Taylor. She knew about George Floyd. She even heard about the situation that happened the week before in the emergency room. She knew about Trayvon. She knew about all that stuff. Now, she's a child. She's a 15-year-old. I can't really hold her responsible for being in that environment per se. But the reality is, guys, listen. It is not safe for you to be there. Some of you have a long list of excuses. Well, Gina, I don't know this and I don't know that. It's just excuses. Because where there's a will, there's a way. Find out. You don't know how to get yourself sorted out here on the continent? Find out. I got news for you. All the rest of us that came over here didn't know what to do either. What's up, guys? I see the African Superstar family in there. Wonderful African queen. She says it. Make your plan and see it through. That's it. It's not rocket science. Well, Gina, I don't know anybody over there. Then get to know somebody over here. It's billions of people. Huh? Gina, I don't know how I'm going to make money. I don't know what I'm going to do. Figure it out. Because see, what's on the line? And I mean, I hate to be shouting and getting so passionate about it. But see, guys, what's on the line is your life. That's what's on the line. And if they take your life, you can't get it back. So what that means is while you got life and you have an opportunity, you better figure out how to make things work in your favor. You have two options right now, guys. That's it. I don't get complicated on this platform. I like to keep it simple. You got two options. 1, 2. Stay or go. That's it. That's all that you have. If you stay there, you know what comes with that. And I can't speak for you, but me living in America, I couldn't handle the imminent danger, see. I couldn't handle the fact that I can wake up today and be gone by tonight. And not because, it was just my time to go or, I passed in my sleep or something like that. But because of external factors, random external factors that don't even have nothing to do with me, see. I couldn't really handle that because I knew how precious this commodity of life is. And I refuse to become a hashtag and a victim. You guys are rolling that dice. You're playing with that kind of coin. And then you want to slide in my DMs and my email box and ask me the same redundant questions. Gina, what do you think? Gina has shown you what she thinks. Gina too was once in your position, but Gina did something. So guess what? When the guns are flying over in America, when the cops are shooting up people, guess what? When they kill somebody next week, when they kill somebody in 2 weeks, guess who's not going to be the hashtag? I don't even know the future, but I know that definitively it ain't going to be me. I'm not giving them the chance to take my life. I'm not giving them the chance to put me in a precarious situation that ends in me being dead and them doing whatever they want to do. Our people have so many excuses about the continent. It's ridiculous. And meanwhile, they're going to sit down in that environment because it's what they know and it's what they're familiar with, and they're just going to be like, well, I don't know. I don't know about the continent. I don't know how I'm going to make money. I don't know anybody over there. The plane ticket's expensive. We're talking about your life. How much is your life worth to you? Huh? Is it worth maybe the $1,200 or whatever you're going to spend on your plane ticket to get here? Is it worth maybe the $10,000 that you use to migrate? Is it worth the couple $1,000s you use to set up your business here? Is it worth the 60 pounds to get your visa from the UK to come down to Ghana? I mean, because that's what it is, guys. If we want to just take away all the layers, when you're in that environment, I've explained it to you so many times, you are at a higher probability of getting involved in this stuff because you're there. People that live there, I hold them to a different accountability than, like, for instance, those here on the continent that don't know what's on the other side. You guys know. You guys know because you live and you experience it. God forbid anybody from my platform becomes the next hashtag. But if it were to happen, every last one of you guys knows about the hashtags of yesterday. You know about it. You know about Trayvon, and you know about Eric Gardner, and you know about Breonna Taylor, and the list goes on and on and on. So that's what I think. I think that it's completely evident. I don't know why so many people are rooted in a situation that is dangerous. Even if you live there and you feel like, okay, this is my home, you got to acknowledge how dangerous it is right now. I mean, what's it going to take before you get ready to make a move? This is one of the weaknesses of our people, is we don't want to be proactive, see? We don't want to say, dang, George Floyd got choked out, whenever that was, last year sometime. George Floyd got choked out. I don't want that to be me or my kids or nobody. We're about to get ourselves together and get the hell out of here. I heard another one today, guys, another great excuse. We're going to open up I don't know. I don't know if we're going to open the call line, but I'll give you a trivia question. What are some of the excuses that you've heard about why people can't go to Africa? Go ahead and put those in there. That's the first trivia question. I heard a brilliant one today. This one came from a Nigerian lady. She said, oh, I heard that there's robberies and armed robberies and things like that happening back home. I just don't know what's worse, this situation here in America or what's going on back home. I said to that person, I said, listen, okay, because this is another mindset that Africans got to break. You are not relegated to no one place. If you are a Nigerian, the only place for you to reside on the continent is not just Nigeria. If you are a Kenyan, the only place on the continent is not just Kenya for you to reside. You have an option of many other different countries. Okay, just because you do your DNA test, those of y'all out there in the diaspora, and it says, oh, you got Congo DNA, you've got Sierra Leone, you're not relegated to go there. Where you need to be at is a place that's more conducive for your success. So if you find that going to South Africa is going to be a better opportunity for you, go on. If you find that going to Senegal is going to be a better opportunity for you, holla Uganda. Coming here to Ghana. Huh? Going to Namibia. Going to Zim or Zambia or Chad, or even Waldemar just did videos on South Sudan. Okay? We've got to break the mindset. We don't have chains on our hands and feet. They can walk where they want to walk. The bottom line is you have evaluated that your environment in the West is dangerous, so you better get to figuring it out. Because as a Black person, your probability of getting involved in this stuff is higher than anybody else in America. When you interact with the cops, you die. When whites interact with the cops, they walk away, irrespective of what they do. They insult the cops. Sometimes they assault the cops. Sometimes they fight them. Sometimes they have weapons and they still live to tell about it tomorrow. That's not our situation. And you guys never know when you're going to have these encounters. You never know. You never, ever, ever know. That's why I keep coming back here on YouTube, even after they shut down my platform, to compel you people to help yourself. And stop biding your time and setting yourself to become the potential next hashtag, because we all know that there will be another hashtag. There absolutely will be another hashtag. It can happen tomorrow. It can happen next week. All I know is in the last, 5 to 10 years, the frequency has been crazy. When I was a young person, I grew up knowing about Rodney King. Rodney King reigned like the whole 90s in terms of police brutality. Now there's so many names, we can't even keep up with it. And all you guys can produce for me is excuses. Gina, I don't know this and I can't do that. And as if you can't figure it out. As if you haven't done anything complex before. As if you haven't been in dangerous situations where you got to make, listen, look at the West as a war zone. Okay, because it is a war zone, but I think some of you guys are looking for like World War II. You want to see physical violence before you ready to do something. Okay, you want to see atomic bombs and you want to see grenades and you want to see, blitzkriegs and submarines. This is a new kind of warfare. And that's what's wrong with our people. Our people are not even positioned to protect themselves because they don't even know they're at war. But I say when somebody threatens your life, they threaten your life in many, many ways. Okay, you guys may have heard about some of these stories and things like that from plantation times. All right, some of the horrible things they used to do to our ancestors was they would take the man on the plantation, the one that all the other guys listened to, the man that all the other men gravitated to and stuff like that. And they would sodomize him. They would sodomize him in front of everybody else, basically to send a message like, hey, I'm the man of this plantation. Okay, even the guy you look up to is going to submit to me and do what I want him to do. In other words, that's exactly what they're doing with this police brutality, see? Because they're telling you, hey, we can kill you. We can do whatever we want to you. It doesn't matter if you comply. It doesn't matter if you're rich. It doesn't matter if you're big, small. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or a child. We can do this, okay? We're not going to be punished. You can't fight back. There's nothing you can do, and we're going to keep doing it. That is war. That's a threat. That's a threat. That's a threat. And some of you guys are walking around like, well, Gina, they're not all bad. Yeah, until you become the next hashtag. The odds weren't in my favor That's why I had to leave the US, because I'm like, okay, every time I saw a situation happening, and some of you people have young children, okay? You might have a 15-year-old in your house. That could have been your daughter that got killed by the cops yesterday. That could have been your son, your nephew, your little brother. Maybe your student, if you're a teacher. And like I said, they're sending a strong message that you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. I was on Facebook earlier, and people are even blaming the victim. Oh, well, she was fighting, she was doing this and that. Why didn't the people around her intervene? This, that, the. Listen, at the end of the day, there is due process. Do you guys know what that means? Do you guys understand what due process means? Due process means that there's laws. There's a process when you're interacting with the public as an officer. Okay? Your number one rule is to serve and protect. When you find people in gregarious situations, you're supposed to know how to diffuse it. Okay? You're supposed to know how to apprehend the assailants. Okay? And they're supposed to get due process, because they're innocent until proven guilty. That's what all the laws. See, I don't really care about the law, because I know the law don't apply to me. But I'm just telling y'all what the law says. But somehow, when our people are on the other side of the law, they don't get due process. They get eliminated, and then the questions get asked later. You see? So I realized all that stuff, and I said, you know what? I can't be here. It's not safe. You guys are watching various Black people getting killed over and over and over again, and you just come with the laundry list of reasons of why you can't. What? Okay, listen. If you stay there, it's going to be more of the same. That's it. Change is not happening there. Change is not happening there. I hate to pop your bubble. Change is not happening. So your options are stay or go. That's it. That's all. Because there will be no change there. There has been no change there. You know, it's not impossible, but it's not something that is even in process. It's not even anything remotely attainable for our people. So you got to look at things realistically and then go for it. Okay? What is harder? Migrating to the continent and figuring out life on the continent, or living in an environment whereby you can become a victim any day, anytime, for any reason? What is more difficult? What is comfortable about living in a situation like that? People think that I am just so, wow, Jenny, you're so courageous. No, I'm just smart. Hello? I'm just smart. I did the math. I could reduce my probability of being involved in racially motivated police brutality by 100% by leaving the place where it goes down on a daily basis. I'm just smart. You guys need to learn how to be more action oriented. Okay? Don't wait and hope for nothing. Don't wait and hope for anything. Make things happen. Decide. Choose. Because that is the only way you're going to get anywhere in life. We have been groomed to hope and pray and ask and wait for change, and it's not coming. It has not come. However, if you choose to implement change, you can absolutely see it. I didn't have to wait my whole lifetime to come to the continent. No. I'm even impressed and proud I was able to do it before I was 40 years old. But I was able to accomplish it because of strategic moves, okay? Not hopes, not prayers, not wishes, not positive vibes, and all that stuff that you guys talk about. It was as simple as laying it out and striving at it until I got it popping, period. I absolutely refuse to become a victim of the American situation. I absolutely refuse. I absolutely refuse to live a suppressed life. in the UK to make my non-Black peers feel comfortable with me. I said no. I said no. It's not good enough. The options that are being presented to me are not good enough. They don't meet my expectations of my life, and I'm not going to accept it. So this is what I think. You know, every time there's a hashtag, you guys get in my emails and ask me, Gina, what do you think? Did you hear about what just happened in Ohio? Did you hear about what happened in New York, Chicago, Florida, Texas? Listen, I don't care where it happened. I don't even care the circumstances surrounding it. I'm not trying to be callous, but all I'm saying is it's a frequent occurrence, okay? And basically, if you don't want to become a victim, you got to look at your alternatives, okay? You got to look at your alternatives. Maybe even, you know, the continent is not the best fit for you. I don't know how, but maybe it's not. Look at other nations. Look at other nations. South America, Asia, Europe. You know, maybe you go to Canada, maybe you go to Mexico. I don't know. But all I know is staying in that environment is, I mean, it's extremely dangerous for our people. It is extremely dangerous for our people. Period. Period. Big shout outs to the African Superstar family. Let me go ahead and greet those of you guys that have been rocking with me on my little rant and tirade. Excuse me. You know, I mean, it's annoying to me. I'm all the way here in Ghana, but I still feel it. I still feel the anger every time it occurs. I still feel it. You know, and I wonder why my people, you know, more of my people are not motivated to free themselves. You know, they let some kind of small aspects prevent them from, you know, whatever. If we can go back and ask all those hashtags, hey, would you consider Africa? They would probably be like, hell yeah. They will be willing then to get the visa. They'd be willing to figure out life here on the continent and establish streams of income and move their kids and all the things that were so challenging for them when they were alive. They'll be ready to do it then. If they could do it all over again, I don't think any of them would say, you know what, I choose to be a hashtag. I choose to have walked this path. No. Because hindsight is 2020. When it happens to you, you become a victim. You see things differently now. The bottom line is America is not safe for Black people. Those of you guys on the continent, America is not safe for Black people. That's why members of the diaspora are getting out. Pay attention. Pay attention. We're getting out of there. Some of you guys want to go hop in the fire. You too can become the next hashtag. Okay? They're not adverse of shooting up Caribbeans or Afro-Latinos or Africans. You know, as long as you got this skin, you're in. Yeah. Hey, I got bars, right? All right. What's up, guys? Two Visions. Ingrid, what's up? The God in Me. Big shout outs to her. African Queen Giselle. See you, family. Ada. Hi, sweetie pie. What's up? If you're here and you want to be greeted, leave me something in the chat. What's up? Abby is there. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Cam, I see you. What's up, Cam? Afro Millennial Mama shouting out our mission statement. Big shout outs to those of y'all that caught this impromptu live stream today. Yes, I just came to reiterate it. So whenever you want to ask me, it's always going to be the same. Gina, what do you think about America? What can we do here? Leave. I mean, maybe I'm not the best person to ask because I made a decision about the best possible option I felt was best, and I did it. I'm proud to say I have never, not once, picked up a picket sign in my whole life. Never have, never will. I don't do candlelight vigils and all that stuff. Listen, if there's no mode of action in place, then everything that you're doing is just topical. Okay, it's just momentary. It's just a reactive response. If there's not going to be any kind of strategic change to prevent these things from being ongoing, it just carries on. And our people are too comfortable with trauma. See, I'm not comfortable with trauma. I'm not comfortable with being a loser. I'm not comfortable with oppression. I'm not comfortable with imminent danger. I'm not comfortable with none of that stuff. Therefore, living in an environment where those things are rampant, I can't be comfortable there. I need to relax and chill. You guys see how I live here. I don't do too much stress. So big shout outs to the African superstar family. What's up, Ashley? Ashley says urgency is definitely required, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Big shout outs to Ashley getting her children out of that situation. As a mother, as parents, guys, you should really feel compelled to get your children out. They might think, well, they don't want to go and, all that. They've made friends and they've made networks. How many friends or networks can they take to the graves? Huh? Maybe you sit down with them and you have a real conversation about what the move is about. You make them to understand it's for their safety because they are targets on this campaign, especially the Black males. You see, our people try to shy away from sacrifices and making hard decisions, and therefore we become the victims, see? Because we don't want to toil and we don't want to invest and we don't want to think ahead before the drama comes. All of us is just victims over there. I've seen a lot of those videos in people's last moments. They're begging and crying, asking for their lives, asking for their mom. You see how they have reduced you down? No dignity. Begging for your life from another man who doesn't have, the right to be affecting your life anyway. It's crazy. And that's how we've got to live in those settings. Don't you think you're worth more? Don't you think your kids are worth more? Or you got to always be second best to somebody else? So these are my thoughts on it, guys. I'm not going to keep you long. This is a midday, live stream. I actually spoke to Juliet from Blagsit today, so we're scheduled to do a live stream as well on her channel. So big shout outs to Juliet making that available to me. So we're moving forward on this platform. Big shout outs to the African Superstar family. We've gotten over 800 now. We have 200 more to get to our 1K, which I'm hoping we can achieve that by next week. And we move it. We move forward. You rock with me, you'll move forward in life. Real talk. If you apply the same things I've done, you will get ahead. Trust me. Because I feel like I had the longest road ever. Okay? No family here in Ghana. No networks here in Ghana. Okay? No business here in Ghana. I had to erect the whole daggone thing to be able to come over here and do what I'm doing. Some of you guys have more assets than me that will make your transition more smooth. You've got to eradicate the excuses in your life and figure it out. You got to figure it out because it's life or death. It's imminent. Okay? It's imminent. All you're doing right now, let me leave you with this before I wrap up. All you are doing right now, if you live in America, is biding your time. Think about it today. Think about the absolute devastation to your life and family if you or one of them became the next hashtag. We've all seen, Tamir Rice's mom. We've all seen George Floyd's family and, crying on the camera, doing protest vigils. Picture yourself doing it. Because it's real. Every last person in this chat room right now will agree that it's going to happen again. If we know it's going to happen again, but we don't know who it's going to be. Guess who's in the number? I ain't in the number. Y'all's in the number. Y'all's are in the number. There's not a state that's safe. There's not a neighborhood that's safe. You know, you're driving your car, you see state troopers every day. You see police officers every day. You know, you go into certain buildings, they got security. You go here and there. It could anytime, guys, anytime. And I swear, if you think like that, people be like, well, Gina, you shouldn't live in fear. It's not fear, it's reality. If you think about what is potentially out there meeting you every day, it should light a fire up under your behind to get busy. Candy Lee Crystal is late, but that's okay. She can get the playback. And this is how it starts. Big shout outs to God and me. This is how it starts. This is how it starts. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. You know, a lot of you guys, because of these resources here on social media and, you know, the connections you can establish, you can even execute your plan. You guys can even execute your plan faster than we can. Because, see, before a year of return, a lot of diasporans weren't really interested in the continent. So we really had to come out here and figure it out on our own. Sorry for these technical difficulties. Yeah, but you can actually prepare yourself for life here on the continent in ways. Okay. So a lot of your excuses are no longer valid. Okay. Because seriously. And I asked the question, you know, how valuable is your life to you? You know, if because for me, my life is so valuable, I will pay any cost. You know, I will trailblaze and create and compel myself to be act. You know, I will force myself basically to perform. You know, because that's how precious my life is. And I know once they snuff your life out, it's gone. It's over. Your life's work is through. You've got to protect that thing with everything you have. You know, and it's possible. You know, I come here every day to talk to you guys because I want to motivate you. It was other people that motivated me every day when I was going through the grind, when I was driving Uber, when I was working at the mental hospital. Okay, when I was in the cold. You know, I used to listen to several people, you know, get motivational videos and stuff like that to push through. So now I'm paying it forward with my own channel to help you guys do the same. And women, we are such a force to be reckoned with. We get in our mind that we want to do something, or for instance, we're trying to protect our children, or we have our future children in mind. There's nothing that can silence a mother's love. And that's what it's about right now. Some of you guys, especially you guys are living in those big cities, inner cities and stuff like that. You have a lot of threats that are confronting your children. Better to come over here on the continent and worry about light out and worry about mosquitoes and worry about, you know, this, that, whatever problems that are here available than deal with your kids getting shot the hell up by the police or a random school shooting or whatever. You know, the drug culture in the West. I mean, it is a dangerous place. And we are the target of, we are the focal point of their campaigns. Okay. These issues are not affecting other communities the way they are affecting us. And it's time we're going to leave the people behind that can't move or won't move, whatever. Those of us that see it for what it is and are about it. We are serious enough to make a change. We need to persist on, and we need to do it expeditiously. We need to do it expeditiously. We don't need to be afraid to come home. We don't need to be afraid. Okay? Because Black people have lineage related to the continent. It is home. How could you ever be afraid to return back where you belong, where the inception of your family line comes from? Why? Big shout outs to God and me. She's from Guyana. Listen, I tell people all the time, we have light out sometimes here. Since I came in September, it's never been more than any couple hours. But then again, y'all know I live in East Legon. Okay, people out in other communities, they've had longer bouts of light out, water problems, and all that. I will take it. I will sit in my house in the dark. All right, phone plugged. Look, I got a power bank. I got power banks all around, ready for action. I will do this, then take a cap up in my butt. I will deal with water shortages. I will deal with rough roads. I would deal with language barrier. I would do it all. I would take all those things in stride over becoming the next hashtag. Okay? These problems that's over here, they don't even seem that big to me, for real, like that. So I've like I said, I've ranted and raved long enough. Thank you guys for listening to me. I hope maybe this message resonates with some of you. Maybe it motivates you to stop procrastinating. We have a very progressive platform. A lot of my viewers, during the course of my platform, I've seen them, start with their first trips to the continent. Now, several of them are living there. Several of them are integrating. They're preparing, all that stuff. This is a progressive platform. Don't be left behind. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, we're going to be over here, and don't still be over there talking about the new hashtag, or what's even worse, being the new hashtag. So big shout out to African Superstar family. Okay, I'm going to wrap up now after a commercial from our sponsors.
This is the African Superstar Network, and this is breaking news. This just in. Popular YouTuber Gina Ifowe, who goes by the African Superstars platform on YouTube of over 11,000 subscribers, has recently been taken down in the last bout of censorship through YouTube. The African Superstar is known for promoting the luxury life available for the content for members of the diaspora. You may ask how you can help. Share this video to get the word out.
All right, guys. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just say true.